All right, class, here we are with Chapter 9, Mid-Level 2. This one's called Pizza. And the context around this one is that we managed a chain of pizza restaurants in Augusta, Lewiston, and Portland, Maine. Each store manager created a workbook containing their sales and by category. And we want to create links to a summary workbook for the yearly totals. Okay, so we did some 3D references in mid-level 1. We're going to take that another step forward with mid-level 2. So I have step 1 done because I have my document open. So the first thing we want to do in step 2 is enter the totals from the Augusta workbook in the pizza workbook. So you'll notice in your folder of files from this activity, there's a bunch of separate workbooks in there. So I've already gone about opening the Augusta, Lewiston, and Portland ones. So I have them all open already, so I don't have to do that while I'm filming, but you may not have them done already, and that's fine. You can open it up as we go. So we're supposed to display the Augusta worksheet. Okay, so I said I already have that. So in cell B4, in the Augusta workbook. Okay, so first, display the Augusta worksheet. So that's this one in the pizza file. Okay, so in B4, so that's here, insert a link to the dine-in total in cell F4 in the Augusta workbook. Okay, so I got to take data from the Augusta workbook and get it into the Augusta tab in the pizza workbook. So I'm going to hit my equals, and then I'm going to go to my files, and I'm going to find the Augusta one, which is this one. And I'm going to get the dine-in total. So this is the dine-in row. I'm going to pull the total here. You can see now, because I'm in a different workbook, it has the name of that workbook here in my cell reference now, and then the tab name, and then the cell reference. So it says, edit the formula to make the cell reference relative. Well, you just got to get rid of your dollar signs there, and I'll hit enter. When you hit enter, it switches you back to what sheet you were making your formula in. Okay. So that's it for step 2. So that's a 3D reference from one workbook to a completely separate one. We're going to do that a few times here. So the next thing we want to do is copy the formula down the column, but preserve the original formatting. So we're going to do a new way of doing this. So we're going to use autofill. Autofill refers to the dark black cross here. So we're going to fill it down, but then we want to keep the formatting. So this little autofill option should pop up in the bottom right. And if you click on that, you just say fill without formatting. And we can see that now we have our underline here and our underline here. So that worked properly. Okay, so we're done with that. Now we want to display the Portland worksheet. Okay, and we want to get a link to the dine-in total in F4 in the Portland workbook. Okay, so I'm going to hit equals and then go find my Portland workbook, which is this one. Grab my dine-in total. I'm going to change it to relative and hit enter. Okay, so we're done step 4. Then we're going to do the fill down exactly the same as we did last time. So auto fill down, check the box without formatting. Perfect. So that's step 5 done. Step 6 is Lewiston. So we're doing the Lewiston tab, and it's exactly the same. Do the dine-in total, find your Lewiston workbook, grab the number, and use your F4 to get rid of dollar signs and hit enter. Okay, so that's it for 6. Step 7 is to fill it down and keep fill without formatting. Okay, so step 7. Next thing we need to do is, so we need to have the summary. So the summary sheet should contain the same formatting as the other sheets. So select range A1 to B7, so that's this to this. Okay. And group the Lewiston and summary worksheets. Okay, group them. So I've control clicked on summary now. And then fill formatting across the grouped worksheets. Okay, so we remember from mid-level 1, home tab, fill button, and then across worksheets. And we want to fill our formats because that's all we want to fill to the summary tab. So I'll hit OK. And if I go to the summary tab, we can see that the formatting is the same. Okay. Step 9 is ungroup the worksheets. I've already done that. Change the width of column B to 16. All right, we know how to do that. Right click on column B, column width, and it's supposed to be 16. Okay, there we go. Title looks better now. Step 10, you're ready to insert functions with 3D references in the summary worksheet. In cell B4, so that's this guy. Get rid of that email alert. In cell B4, we're going to do a sum function that gets the dine-in sales for all 3 cities. Okay, so equals sum. Then we need to grab all our sheets here. So I'm shift clicking all the way to get Augusta. And we want to get the cell, we want dine-in sales for each one. So this would be, well, let me do this. Let's see. Should, okay, I'm in the Lewiston. And there we go. So make sure you have Augusta to Lewiston B4 here. And then hit enter. And then we've got the total for everything. So we're good with step 10. Over the page. Copy the formula and use the paste formulas option for to get it into B5 to 7. Okay, so I'm going to Control C, highlight where I want it to go, do my paste button, and choose formulas. And there we go. So that's another way to keep our formatting as we work through it. So that's it for step 11. Step 12, we're going to go to the contents worksheet and insert hyperlinks. So contents. So in A3, we're going to insert a link that links to B7 of Augusta, include a screen tip. Okay, so to do that, we need to go to the Insert tab, and I've selected where I want my link to go. Hit Link. We want it to go within this document, and we want it to go to the Augusta worksheet, and it's supposed to go to B7. We are then told to do a screen tip, which says Augusta total sales, and with no period. All right. Okay, done that. Then we go forward to do that for Portland. Okay, Portland, B7, screen tip, Portland, total sales. And then we do the same thing for Lewiston, B7, Lewiston, total sales. And hit OK and OK. And then lastly, we're doing the same for the summary sheet. So we're going to go to summary B7. Screen tip this time is supposed to say total sales for all locations. Hit OK and OK. So there we go. We've got all our links. Step 12 is done. So the next thing we want to do is create a data validation rule. So we need to go to the future worksheet and select the range B3 to B5. So that's all of these guys. And add the following data validation rule. So to do that, we got to go to the Data tab and find our data validation button, which lives here. Click on that, and then put in the criteria as instructed. So we only want to allow dates. So I'm going to hit my drop down and choose date. And I need to allow a date between, so between is good, 3/1/2021. If your computer is set up for Canada, you might have to flip the 1 and the 3. Here I'm set up as US, just like the textbook and everything. So mine's fine. Then the end date is supposed to be 10/1/2021. Okay. Then we need to go to the input message tab, put in the title there, proposed date. And then the input message is enter the proposed opening date for this location, including the period. And then the error, we want to choose an information style. So I'll pick information. Title is confirm date. And then the error message is confirm the date with the VP, including the period. Okay, so we've got all this stuff set up. We'll hit OK. And we can see we've got our screen, our little input message popping up as we go through it. So that's it for step 13. Step 14, we're going to test the data validation rule. We're going to do that by entering in B5, so that's this one, 10/5/2021. We'll see if it works. All right, so it says confirm date with the VP. Because we did an information alert, it doesn't prevent us from doing what we want to do, but it tells us a message. Okay, and then it says click OK to confirm the date. Okay, so there we go. That's it for step 14. Step 15, we want to unlock a range on the future worksheet to enable enable changes by user. So unlock B3 to B5. So that's this. And we're going to unlock it. That is on the Home tab, Format, and then Lock Cell. So then when we look at it again, it's not highlighted. Perfect. That's it for 15. 16, now that they're unlocked, we're ready to protect our future worksheet. So protect it without a password using the default settings. So to do that, go back to the Format tab, Protect Sheet. And we want all the defaults and no password, so we'll hit OK. And that's it for step 16. Number 17, we want to hide the future worksheet. So if we send this around to people, they can't see it. So we will, to do that, we can right-click on the Future tab and choose Hide. And now it's hidden. This is not part of the exercise, but if you need to know how to show it again, right-click on any tab. You can click Unhide, and it gives you a choice of whichever hidden ones that you want to unhide, and you hit OK. So next we are on step, so that's it for 17. 18 is our nice footer step. We're supposed to do it on the 5 visible worksheets, so that's just these ones. Page layout, we know our footers, name, sheet code, file code, boom, boom. That's it for 18. And then lastly, like we did with mid-level 1, we're going to mark the workbook as final. So make sure you don't have your sheets grouped or it won't let you do it. And again, for Mac, use the always open read only on the review tab instead of this. So I'm going to go to File for the Windows process, Info, Protect Workbook, mark as final. Hit OK. It gives us a nice little warning message. That's fine. And now we're not allowed to edit unless we authorize the edit to happen. So that's it for step 19. Step 20, close it. We are done with this exercise, and my stop recording button disappeared.